Welcome back to the Patriots Wrap. Damon Amendolara joining us in studio, the DA Show on 98.5, the Sports Hub. Damon, how about that Red Sox game today?
The last thing anybody's going to be talking about after the whipping over at the Meadowlands by the Jets.
18 wins over John Lester. We can talk about that at another time. But yeah, your initial thoughts on the game down in the Meadowlands. Was it what you expected out of this team?
Well, I think anybody who had buried the Jets after an 0-1 start and had said that there's no problems, no leaks in the Patriots defense because of a Week 1 win, a little premature. What we saw today was a desperate Jets team that had to get a victory because they didn't want to start 0-2, and a really motivated Jets team to prove that, you know, the bravado and the bluster and the bragging was able to be backed up. And it's kind of a scary proposition. I, for one, was hoping the Jets would fall on their face. I don't particularly like Rex Ryan and the rest of those guys, but they backed it up, so give them credit. And it was way too premature for us to believe that the Patriots defense wasn't going to have any more growing pains and that the Jets were no good because they lost to a Ravens team in Week 1.
Looking at the Jets' offense, I think Sports Illustrated had an article saying it was one of the most futile offenses they've seen in years, and the numbers backed it up in Week 1. What was the big difference? Mark Sanchez actually outplayed Tom Brady, and I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Yeah, well, give Sanchez credit. He was way better than anybody would have thought. And I had callers all week long at 98.5 The Sports Hub saying Sanchez is a bum, he's a bust, will he ever be a starting quarterback in the league? Heck, I was fielding questions. Do you think that he should be already labeled a bust? I said, he's going into Week 2 of his second year. I think we got to hold off on this. And, you know, he came to play today. One thing, though, is that I think this Patriots defense is going to make some quarterbacks look pretty good. Don't take anything away from Sanchez. He found his open guys. He made some throws, especially in the red zone. But Darius Butler and Devin McCourty and the rest of the secondary is going to make quarterbacks look better than they probably are. This is just the tip of the iceberg for this season, I think, for this defense going through growing pains.
Looking at the running back by committee for the Patriots, should that be a point of concern? Do they need to get somebody that they can give the ball to and get even 50 yards from instead of having three guys get 15?
Absolutely, they should. I've been griping about this for the last couple of seasons. I'd love to see this Patriots team take Fred Taylor, and it should have been Lawrence Maroney before they traded him, and said, you guys are our two workhorses. Just like the Jets have Sean Green and LaDainian Tomlinson, it would be better suited if you just had two guys and you said, take it. You trade Maroney, so okay, now it's Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. Let Green Ellis and Fred Taylor carry the load. But they seem to want to spread it around. And one thing you saw today, which we saw a lot of last year, when they fall down by a couple of points, they bail on the run. They start going into panic mode, or they want to throw a lot. And it's an impatience that Bill O'Brien has had offensively in his play calling.
And you've kind of hit on it about 20 times already, but let's delve into this defense a little bit. They've got some issues, don't they?
Yeah, because this is something we knew coming into the season, and it wasn't just remedied by one game in Week 1. We sat here last week, and I gave a ton of credit, and they said they passed every test in Week 1. But there's 16 tests, and they failed today's test. That offense, that Jets offense, should not be able to put up 5 scoring drives, and that's exactly what they did today. So it's going to be a process throughout the season, and I think people wanted to just believe, well, Belichick's on the sideline, and he drafted these guys, so they're going to be good, and certainly Week 1 they look great. They're going to be fast and young, and, well, yeah, they are young, and yeah, they are fast, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're good, or that doesn't mean that they're always going to be good. One thing that marks youth and inexperience is inconsistency. And I think what we're going to see is 1 week good, 1 week bad. Last week, defense good. This week was bad.
What are you going to tell callers that are going to bombard you this week and they're ready to jump off the bridge or drive their car into the river? What are you going to tell them? It's just Week 2?
This was a leveling off of the tide. You know, I think that we thought the Jets were no good and the Patriots were great coming into today's game. And I said all week this is going to be a one-possession game. Guys, the Patriots aren't going to blow them out. It's a one-possession game. But I did like the Patriots in this game. Well, I never thought it was going to be a 14-point spread, and I certainly didn't think it was going to be the Jets on the other side. What we see is the Jets are an elite defensive team. They shut down this Patriots attack really well after the second quarter. The Jets are a good squad, and the Patriots aren't elite yet, at least not from a balance standpoint. They need to have a defense that they can rely on some spots. They need to have a running game they can rely on some spots. Look, you can't just spread them out and throw the ball all over the yard every single week. Great defenses like the Jets will stop that. So the Jets are better than we gave them credit for. The Patriots aren't quite where we thought that they were after week 1.
And is it good timing then for the Bills to come in after an emotionally high game like this?
Great timing. You always the Bills are the make you feel better week. So the Bills will come into town and the Patriots will beat them by 17 points, and it'll be a lot like week 1 against the Bengals, which is exactly what you need, because the rest of the schedule is going to be great quarterbacks or even good quarterbacks like Sanchez that sometimes look great because of the secondary. Luckily, the Bills don't have one of those.
All right, thanks again for your insight. The DA show from
7 until midnight.
7 to midnight,
Every
Monday
single
through
night.
Friday
Yep.
on the 98.5 The Sports
That's
Hub.
right.
Thanks again.
You got it.
We'll be back with more rap after this.